Ladies and gentlemen, it's Hot Legs, straight from the wine exchange, with wine expert Kyle Meyer.
Priorat, Priorato, Priorat. Spain. High Spain. Hot Spain. Good Spain. Expensive Spain? Yes and no. We have cheap, good, hot Spain today. Inexpensive, good, hot Spain. Priorat. As a retailer, as a person who sells fine wine to other people, I'm doing this thing like every other day. You know, why aren't people drinking more Priorat wine? What? Are people idiots? I mean, do they not know about Priorat? It's great. Well, you know, there aren't any Priorat girls, no Priorat ice buckets, no Priorat t-shirts, no drink this Priorat and you can win a car. There's none of that. Priorat's on its own. And you know what? Priorat's, it's not like a tourist destination. You know, it's the high desert. It's like, you know, Clint Eastwood, you know, the doors swinging and the windows clacking. It's middle of nowhere. And it's not like a fun place to hang out, right? It's like hot, and then it's cold, and then it's hot, and then it's cold, and then you're like walking down the hillsides, and there's slate all over the hill, so you're like falling, you fall down the side of the hill, and you scratch yourself and stuff. And that being said, Priorat makes good wine. But because Priorat's hot and cold, and because its soil is not really friendly to growing anything other than more rocks, Priorat's friggin' expensive. So when somebody comes to us and says, hey, I got a great inexpensive Priorat for you, we're like, you know, that's like an oxymoron, buddy. There's no such thing as a great inexpensive Priorat wine. It doesn't exist, right? Maybe it doesn't come from Priorat. Maybe it comes from somewhere else, and they put Priorat on the label. But no, what we discovered recently in the last few months is that good, inexpensive Priorat wine does exist. And frankly, we're a little, we're kind of curious as to how they did it, you know, because we've been there, okay? We've seen the slopes. We've seen where the vines just die, you know, and you walk in the vineyards, and the vineyards are all like, it's spotty. There's like a vine here, vine there, vine here. And we say, you know, we talk to the vintners, like, dude, why is there just a vine here, a vine there? Well, senor, we plant the whole vineyard, and then half of the vineyard dies because the grapes do not grow, and then we know not to put the vines there again. Oh, really? Crap. So you're already like halfway done in your vineyard before you even get your first grape. This place is insane. So, that being said, I still know how they do this, but we're going to check it out. Bouille Ginet is the name of the producer. Bouille Ginet. And their wine is called Ginet Ginet, which I know, like a bad French perfume commercial. Just don't, okay? Just don't go there. Name's crazy, hard to say. Very good wine. This is an 06 Priorat. This is a classic Priorat blend here. Garnacha and Carignana. Grenache and Carignan. Those are the go-to grapes in Priorat. And they source this wine from vineyards throughout Priorat. You know, Priorat has its little sub-appellations, and this particular wine comes from several of those sub-appellations within Priorat. Easy. Okay, one thing they do to keep the price down, they do use a bunch of new oak. Like a lot of the fancy Priorat wines are using this bling new oak, you know, $1,200 a barrel, you know, all this kind of stuff. And these guys just, it's either no wood or used wood. Definitely, I don't think there's any new wood on this wine at all. And I like their touch. You know, they were growers for a long time and finally decided to start making wine. You know, they were in the food business, I believe, and finally started to get back to the roots, no pun intended, and produce pretty interesting wines from Priorat, seeing as everyone else was jumping in the mid-90s. Classic Priorat characters here. It's ripe, it's warm, it smells like the sun, like a peppery, spicy, minerally sun. Fruity character of the Grenache. The Carignan is there, but more as this high tone type thing going on in the wine. That's why I like it. One of the problems with Priorat wines is they can be tannic. The hot, cold, these Grenache and Carignan grapes, they get really thick skins. And when you get thick skins, you get more plentiful tannins. And I think there was a tendency early on in Priorat, because of the tendency to over-extract the wines, to develop more concentration, more color. There was a tendency to work these wines too hard, and in turn the wines became too tannic, too hard. They were really chewy and angular. the beauty of this wine is it exactly drinks in its price point. The tannins are soft and easy. The wine isn't too heavy. It's almost like Priorat Pinot Noir, which I kind of dig. You know, that makes, you know, you don't have to, the wine's not so big that you get sleepy and you want to take a nap. You know, you can drink a lot of it. It's got the screw cap on it, so you can sneak it on the airplane, type, you know, no corkscrew. And it's just really good wine. And it has all the Priorat character. A lot of terroir in that wine. And I enjoy that. This is kind of like, you know, Spain meets the Rhone. Tastes like sunshine. Speaking of sunshine, the sun doesn't shine any brighter on anybody than Alvaro Palacios. He the man. Okay, Alvaro Palacios, one of the kings, not just of Priorat, which he was one of the founders of the Priorat appellation as it is today, but the dude's making great wine everywhere. In Bierzo, in Rioja, at his family's estate. The dude's bulletproof. You know, he's got everything. He's got it all. You know, he makes a bunch of great wine, sells it all immediately. So what do you want to do? Well, if you're Palacios, you want to make more great wine. But he's working in areas outside of Rioja where the opportunity to make a lot of great wine doesn't exist, right? Priorat, very low yields, hard terrain to work, almost impossible. The same with Bierzo in the northwestern part of Spain. Very difficult place to farm grapes and make quantities of high quality wine. Somehow, I don't know how he did it, and it's none of my damn business, but he got around that. He just launched in 2007 this label, Camins del Priorat. A Camins is like an ancient path, okay, in Catalan. It's the pathway to Priorat. It's the entry-level Priorat wine. It's the wine to get everybody talking about Priorat. And you might ask yourself, well, how can you do that? They make so little wine in Priorat. Dude makes 50,000 boxes of this stuff. Can you? I didn't know you could. I don't know there were 50,000 cases of wine made in friggin' Priorat. I mean, it just doesn't happen. The place is small. Oh man, this stuff smells great. The fact that he can make 50,000 boxes of this wine is a testament to the talent of Alvaro Palacios. And we can't forget, this is 2007. I mean, 2007 is a difficult, to put it politely, vintage in Priorat. A tough vintage. We've been turning down 2007 Priorat wines left and right here at the store. And hats off. You can just stick your face in the wine, and he's already won. I mean, this wine is beautiful. Has more of a black cherry, real creamy vanilla type character, but there's not that much new oak, if any. Maybe there's maybe a small percentage, and probably not for that long. No, it's in the fruit. And it's the same type of deal again. It's a traditional blend of Garnacha and Carignana, I think maybe 60 Carignan, 40 Grenache, something like that, with a little dollop of Cabernet Sauvignon and Syrah blended in, which are little secret weapons they have in Priorat from the younger vineyards they have planted. The vines here, as with the Bouil, are young and old, anywhere from 10 years old up to 60 years old. So there's a fair bit of old wine material to find its way into this wine. And the canoodling and finagling Palacios must have done to get that many growers to sell him that fruit, because basically these grower patches in Priorat, they're like little backyards. I mean, I can't tell you how small these little individual farmed plots are. Yeah, I mean, it's a backyard. So he's got to knock on like 9,000 doors, right? You know, hola, do you have any fruit to sell? See, yeah. And then put it on the shelf under 20 bucks. I don't know how he does it. Oh well. Silky texture, black cherry, a touch of vanilla, but once again, it's from the fruit. It's not from the oak. And then he finishes off with like these nice, sweet, polished, plentiful, but polished tannins. Once again, I can't stress the importance of the sweetness and ripeness of the tannins in these wines to create that presence of drinkability. Critical. And Palacios does this in spades. Man, I can't wait until we taste the 09 of this, because 08, another difficult year in Priorat, but the 09 of this, I bet it's going to be like, la, 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 la. But by then, this will be like all special and unique and stuff, and they'll be charging like 30 bucks for it, and you won't be able to get it, even though he makes 50,000 cases, yada, 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 but I digress. In the meantime, take advantage of these. It's so hard finding good Priorat wine under 20 bucks. And these wines are like poster children for the appellation. It only gets better from here, folks. It only gets richer, more old viney, more intense, more spectacular with fireworks going off. Fabulous entry-level wines for one of the, to me, greatest wine regions in the world. Cheers.